Hello everybody, I believe we're live. Let me just see to things here. Welcome to Saybolt Road. I have spotted a snowy owl. We'll look at that in a moment. Let me just get things set here. And there are also some horned larks. It's very windy right now, or at least it seems it in here from this angle. And I believe I may have also seen some one or more snow buntings. I'm not sure. Anyway, the snowy owl is here, and we'll take a look with the other camera in a moment. Hold on a second. Okay, I think we're up and running in terms of the camera. Again, it's windy. It's about 28 degrees, more or less. Very sunny. So actually the conditions, although not, snow isn't at the moment a threat. The snow on the ground and the brightness and the bright sunshine are a real threat to our good viewing. And the wind is not going to help either. So let's take a quick look at this snowy owl while we have the chance. And we're going to have to tolerate some wind. I'm sorry about that. Okay, one second. Not our best view ever of a snowy owl, so we're not going to be here all that long. But good to see this beautiful owl. I don't know where. I don't currently see the horned larks or snow buntings, but I did definitely see them earlier while I was setting things up. So again, we're on Saybolt Road and we're looking at a snowy owl just starting up. 28 degrees, windy and cold. Well, 28 isn't that bad, but it's So my plan is we're gonna leave shortly. We may drive around and look for horned larks or snow buntings, or maybe if we come back, maybe we'll do that sort of thing. I don't know. But anyway, it's a beautiful day, really. It's just windy, unfortunately. And just looking around here. And that sunshine is likely to cause us some problems in terms of viewing, in terms of heat shimmer, etc. What a beautiful owl. So again, we're looking at a snowy owl. We're on Saybolt Road. Since it's funny, I mean, at least most of the time that I've been looking at this owl since I arrived. It seems to be looking in that direction. Now I haven't, since I arrived, I have not actually been looking at it the entire time. I've been setting up, etc. But I wonder if something has its attention that way. We're going to move along, I think, very shortly to our next stop. I realize it's a little early, but I was, I predicted 1 o'clock, but I somehow managed to make decent time getting here. I'm going to brighten it up. So again, this is roughly at the usual location. And we're going to, I think we're going to move right along. Let's switch cameras. Again, 28 degrees. According to my thermometer at the moment, it may, once we get moving, it may drop a degree or two. I'm not sure. But actually, that seems to be about the right temperature. I had noted maybe as high as 30 on my way here. But the wind is more of a problem than the temperature, and the sunshine, because it can cause distortion, is a problem as well. I'm going to look one more time at the owl, see if maybe by any chance somehow things look better here from this angle. Oh wow, yeah, from here I can't see it at all. It's there's part of the structure there is blocking our view, so I'm glad I looked from where I did. And I've mentioned last week that sometimes, depending on an owl's location there, it may be that you can't see it from certain angles. And from here, if you were to look at it, you wouldn't be able to see it. Good to see. We didn't see any the last 2 weeks. And it's nice to see one today. Right along and head towards the airport. On my way here, I really didn't see all that much today. Last week I had seen more red-tailed hawks in trees. Just didn't see that sort of thing much this week. I did see a couple and 2 or 3 actually. I think the first one I saw was in flight being chased by some crows, and then I had seen maybe 1 or 2 later, and I definitely saw 2 together in a tree. They're within just a few feet of each other. 2 of my own neighboring hawks I saw this morning were just within a few feet of each other. I tell you, sometimes what I've seen on the way, and just in terms of my prior sightings, just because it can be. I see a number of crows to our left, quite a few actually. It can just be an indicator as to what kind of a day we might have. The crows are all up here, but they seem to mostly have landed again. Some had, several had taken off, and then there are more over here. And then they landed again. Anyway, like I said, so I mean, sometimes it's just an indicator of what kind of a day we might have, and if, for instance, let's say the weather would be, I don't know, really snowy and windy, from right off the bat and throughout the day, and it might mean, okay, we're a good chance we wouldn't see, hawks or whatever. And then, there's some days when it's like, okay, maybe I see them all over the place everywhere I go, near roads and perched above them and everything. And I did see one, unfortunately, on the road, really at what looked like a dead opossum. And then as I approached it, it took off. Can't say I was thrilled about it being, at the road. Who knows if it went back. That? Hold on 1 second. I think I just saw a northern mockingbird. I think that's what it was. The tail looked long. I thought I saw a little bit of the white at the wing, and it was gray overall. I didn't want to go back because I figured I would scare it. But that's what it looked like, and it seemed to be... Crow just flew over the road. It seemed to be a little bit larger than, let's say, a sparrow. To our left in the air, I see, it looks like a number of Canada geese. Not a lot. Geese. Just flew over the road. I try not to talk too much about the birds I've seen at home or whatever, because first of all, that's not what the tour is about, and second, there's always the potential that I might confuse you. Hold on, what's that on the road? Is that a... Where'd it go? Looks like a snow bunting. Hi, snow bunting. I'm looking around. I don't see other snow buntings. Let me look at it with binoculars 1 second. Yeah, looks like a snow bunting to me. At least I think so. I'm wondering if well, there's a vehicle coming, and I'd love to turn in such a way. Of course, now the vehicle that came just frightened it off, so we're going to keep moving on. we had a decent look at snow buntings and horned larks last week, and I looked at the video that I recorded, and you know, I was set to maybe put something up on YouTube, and had in fact nearly finished editing all of it, and then I kind of changed my mind at the last minute. It just wasn't quite as good in terms of quality as I would have liked, for various reasons. Some of them my fault, some of them maybe I couldn't do anything about, so I kind of held off. And you know, it might have been better than what you saw live, because what I record is at higher quality than what is streamed. But between the lighting and my own camera issue, you know, my own issues operating the camera, not the camera itself, didn't come out quite as well as I would have liked. I was hoping for, you know, really nice, sharp. Hold on, I see something up ahead. Horned larks on the road, and yeah, just horned larks is all I see. A few of them. Some of that was last week, the issue. Some of it was the you know, the vegetation that was in our way much of the time, and some of it was you know, just the fact that when we were really looking and there was no vegetation, distances were a little bit long, and also the sun was, you know, backlighting everything. And then there were just times when I was really shaking the camera too much, moving around too much, etc. If there is an owl here at the airport, I'm not sure I'm, you know, going to get out of the car and have us look. Between that wind and the sun, it might not be a good idea. Now, if it's in you know, a perfect location, or a location where it really needs for us to be out of the car, maybe we'll do that. I don't know yet. Saw a crow fly over the road, and another one's flying over the road, and there's someone on the road who looks like they're pulled over. I wonder if they're bird watchers. Wouldn't surprise me. This is usually a good spot from which to at least start checking to see if there are any owls. I'm going to just do that right now. It's difficult to, you know, to see one if it is here, because, you know, obviously matches the snow. I see a shape that makes me think it might be an owl, but there's no darkness on it whatsoever. A couple crows are there also. That shape is more than likely just a clump of snow. Let's see what happens when we take a look. If I can find it again. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Is that an owl? That's not what I was looking at originally. I doubt it. If it turns its head. Maybe not, I don't know. We'll get back to it. What I saw was, it was, like I said, a clump, and it looked like it was maybe too white to be an owl. I mean, sure, a male would be nearly all white, but an adult male, that is. I'm going to look with binoculars again. One moment. Hold on a second. That other spot I saw, I know where I've seen it again. So this is where that potential is, but I don't think that is an owl. And then saw a crow. And then that other, yeah, that's not. You see another crow there in the foreground. Okay, let's, what we're going to do is we're going to continue on towards the airport. Maybe we'll see somebody, maybe we won't. Probably end up going, I think I see a horned lark or two. Hold on one second. Yes. Oh, maybe about 8 horned larks. And I'm sure there's a good chance there are more, but I see there's a vehicle up ahead, and I'm not sure if that is the vehicle I saw earlier on the, on the road there. Are they seeing somebody or something? Well, now they're moving. I can't speak for the airport or the greater Montezuma area, but I'm guessing they received more snow this week, just like my own area received more snow this week. And the piles are just, a little bit higher. So it's, that much more difficult to see over them from, here in the car. Alright, so what we're going to do, I'm going to leave you in here, and I'm going to go inside and take a look. Let me unlip just a little bit. I'm going to go in, and I'll be back. I better be back. And we'll see what happens. I'll see if they've seen anything. I'll see if we can, if there is an owl there, and if not, we'll continue on. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I'll be back. Oh, almost forgot a mask. Almost forgot. Although they usually, I've seen the people in there, they don't wear them, and quite honestly, I can't blame them. Okay. Nobody home. I walked in. They knew what I was looking for, and they said that it hasn't been seen in a couple weeks. And I took their word for it, but they welcomed me to go outside and look for myself, which is what I did. And I didn't see anybody. So we're out of luck here. We are out of luck. So let's continue on, make the most of what we've got. And see what else we can see. If you're just joining us, we are just departing from the Finger Lakes Regional Airport, where we have we've seen crows, and I don't know if I don't believe I showed you any, but and horned larks. Oh, and I did see a mourning dove while I was out there. One mourning dove had flown over. But no snowy owls. We earlier saw briefly a snowy owl on Saybolt Road, or along Saybolt Road, I should say. And that's pretty much where we stand. It's 28 degrees, windy, sunny. I thought to myself this morning that, for the third week in a row, I've kind of considered going on Sunday as opposed to Saturday. And you might look at today and say, wow, why? It's a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. I mean, especially if you don't mind the wind. But, as you know, when we're looking over long distances, that sun can give us, troubles. Hold on a second. Oh, there's a horned lark. I was hoping to get it with the snow like that behind it. It would have been nice. I'm still hearing one or more of them. At least I believe I am. None are coming into view though, unfortunately. Okay, so we're going to move on. Oh, hold on. Oh, come back here. Okay, we're gonna move on. That would have been a nice look too, just the way the lighting was. Oh well. Can't say I didn't try. You know, just because they said inside that they haven't seen, you know, an owl in a couple weeks, and it's, you know, this is the third week in a row we have not seen one here in our visit, doesn't mean that the owls are no longer around. I mean, they could be nearby. It could be that they're right there, but just in, you know, they've been in a spot that's been, you know, difficult for anybody to see them. And, you know, they're not spending their entire, you know, each entire day out there looking for owls. Just saw some sparrows. I'm not sure what they were. Imagine if I were to look out my own window at home and see a snowy owl within, you know, close range and within, you know, within good view and everything, so that I could. Oh, just saw something blue. I think it was a bluebird. Probably have to call in sick that day. Okay, the bluebird just took off. Eastern bluebird, looked like a male. And there are other small birds here and there moving around, including a downy woodpecker I just saw. But other small birds that we've seen every once in a while as we drive along, all of a sudden, you know, smaller birds will fly up from the road. And, you know, they're probably, if I hit there goes another bluebird, or maybe the same bluebird. They're probably making use, you can probably see on the camera, you know, along the road, there's, you know, open grass, or, you know, an area where maybe they find, okay, it's worth looking here for food. You know, obviously everywhere else things are covered with snow. own area, it's not that we received any huge single snowfalls over short periods of time, but it over like in the earlier part of the week, just I think it was snowing on Monday and a little bit in the afternoon. Then it snowed Monday night. Tuesday it snowed, and it just kept getting snow here and there of a couple inches, an inch, 3 inches. It just kept happening. And I can't speak to Montezuma area, but maybe I don't know if they had the same sort of thing up here. Same thing with Ithaca. I believe that sort of thing is what happened. It all adds up to something, of course. Temperatures had been a little colder than they have over the last day or so. So, the slight increase has been welcomed. In some ways, those cold temperatures did make shoveling easier, only because, I know I would shovel and you could see the ground underneath that powdery snow looked very dry. And, so that was nice. You could clean things up pretty well and not have slippery conditions afterwards. See of the lake, at least on this end, things look like there's at least a layer of ice on top, and no bird activity that I can see from here. Come on, let's go, let's go. The days have obviously been getting longer, and it's more noticeable now. I mean, well after 5, you look outside and it's still a little bit light out, and with a day like today, if it stays sunny like this, the day will seem reasonably long, actually. At least I think it will. So that may help us later on in the day if we're looking around. I was disappointed in the lack of activity that we had at Sapsucker last week. Granted, we were there a little bit later in the day, but I was hoping for a little bit more, at least around the feeding gardens. But, should have been something. Lift your feet. Railroad tracks. The canal or river that we just drove over, I mean, it looked like it was covered with ice. Feeling we're going to see a lot of that here this week. So our time here may be short up here, and we'll see how things go. I didn't see. Well, I should say. Actually, I did see maybe possibly a fair amount on KU Lake as I drove up here. At the southern end, a large grouping of birds, similar to what we saw last week, but maybe larger. And it seemed, just with the naked eye driving by, to be a mixed flock. I mean, I thought I saw Canada geese in there, and then numerous ducks. So, assuming it's still there, we may stop to take a look at it on the way back, or if we're still broadcasting on the way back, or if I may just, stop to record there. I almost did today, but I thought, no, I better keep going, better hurry. Come on, let's go. Green light. See a crow to our left. This stretch has been disappointing for some time now. I've had luck here before. Oh, there's a red-tailed hawk. We'll take a quick look at it. Oh, no, I take it back. There are two red-tailed hawks. This is through the windshield, so it's not going to be a perfect view, but nice to see them. Hi. We haven't seen anything like, any rough-legged hawks here in a while. I could stop again and get another look at these hawks, but I don't want them to kind of sort of get spooked by me, so we're going to keep moving. Crow in the air. will say this about the snow that I've had in my own area. A couple days in a row, early in the morning, I look out the window. I see some snow on the ground, not that much necessarily, and I find myself hurrying to get out there before it would get light, just to kind of clean up the snow, just to make it easier for the birds to be, either at my bird feeder or near it. Just want to make sure everything was ready for them. I see a crow at Maze Point. It was in flight. Crows now flying to Maze Point and now there. Oh, actually, there are quite a few crows there already on the ground. Okay, so to our right, things do look like they're pretty much covered with ice. To our left, the same, all covered with ice. Look around a little bit though, just to show you I'm not crazy. Well, I am. So there, things looked frozen. Here, a few patches of open water, but I don't see any birds. Nope. Our visit here may be very short. To our right, just snow and ice. To our left, snow and ice. I'm looking at the trees also, not just at the water, and I don't see any, for instance, large shapes. I don't see any eagles or anything like that. There's an osprey nest to our left. We've looked at it before, and it looks like... Oh, there may be a crow in it, I think. That's what I'm guessing I'm seeing, because it was very dark, and... and there are quite a few crows around here now. Let's continue. Wait, what was that? What was that? Oh, shoot. A couple small birds, hold on. They won't hold still, and I can't get a good view of them. Look like American tree sparrows. I didn't show them to you, but I wasn't getting a great view. I couldn't see them that well myself. Ooh, I just saw a starling. Just took off from the ground. By the way, we're on East Road. Now, last week in this stretch, we had seen, various small birds, including dark-eyed juncos, and I believe they were, although I may have been wrong, white-throated sparrows, but I'm not seeing that much activity here just yet. I suspect we'll see very little. Oh, there goes some activity. It was on the... Oh, are they horned larks? They are indeed. Of course, we're near that house where they once yelled at us, even though we weren't looking at them, but I can understand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 horned larks. I'd love to look at them. We would get a good look, but I don't want to offend anybody. I don't know if that's their property or not. I don't know. What did I just... quite a few birds were along there, along the edge of the road there, and now they're back. We may have buntings there, snow buntings, and a cardinal. Oh, there it was. All right, let's see what we can do here. Trying to see how can we potentially get a good look at them. And this actually might do. Of course, we're blocking the road completely, but okay, let's try from here. It's a little bit farther away than I'd like to be, but it might be okay. If we keep going back and forth. Okay, we've got an American tree sparrow and white-throated sparrows. At least right there. Hold on. Hey. I thought for a moment when I first saw them, I wasn't, seeing from any, very powerful magnification. I thought maybe we were having some buntings there. I don't see any buntings. So it looks like it's American tree sparrows and white-throated sparrows. I haven't seen anything else. Still nice to see them. A couple male cardinals just flew to our left. I don't know where they had been before. Oh, hi, bluebird. So nice little variety. I mean, not a huge variety, but I mean, we've seen so far here. Hold on, what's that? We've seen, or I've seen, a starling. We've seen American tree sparrows, and oh, those are just leaves there. And we've seen white-throated sparrows, an eastern bluebird. Could be worse. We won't be on them all day. We'll move on soon enough, but still nice to see them. Okay, let's many of them have actually come and flown behind us. So we're going to continue on, I think. I don't want to disturb them, but we're probably going to disturb some of them at least a little bit. But since many have moved on, we'll hopefully be able to drive by and disturb as few as possible. There's still a few up ahead on the road. And as we saw, they kept flying back and forth from the road to the brush nearby. And down below, I see nothing. With the naked eye, I don't see anything. And I'm not surprised about that. So we'll continue. Had an email conversation with someone I haven't spoken with in some time, and he said that he's doing pretty well, but and I suspect that I don't know if he's more concerned about or very concerned, and I'm not saying he shouldn't be, but concerned about COVID and everything. So spending maybe more time at home than he and his wife would like to spend. But I was relaying to him how essentially, in terms of bird watching, I haven't really been affected all that much. Sure, there are certain places, I can't go. I can't go inside the lab right now, for instance. I wasn't always going in there anyway. I mean, it was mostly spent outside looking for birds. And other little minor things have... Hold on, I just saw... I'm not sure what they were. They've all flown off the road. And now they're to our... Well, they were to our left. I can't see them now because of the snowbank. I don't know what they were. Somehow they didn't look like they might be quite right to be horned larks. I don't know. And I just can't see any of them right now. I don't know where they are. I suspect they're not far, but the way the ground slopes, I can't see them. Anyway, so I realized I haven't been that adversely affected, but in some ways, we've had special opportunities because of it. I mean, you remember, and I was reminded just now because we passed by the Knox Marcellus Marsh. I see a few crows up in the air, by the way. That I was able to go down into the restricted area because of the concerns about COVID, and we did that for a few weeks, and ended up having views we never would have had before. So in a way, it's been helpful. At least, from a bird watching standpoint, that's all I'm talking about. I mean, I may never... I see a couple starlings on the ground. I may never end up having another chance to go there. Oh, actually, there are more starlings now. 5 of them there. I'll drive by without bothering them if I can. The crows in the air are like scattered throughout the air. Not a real concentration, but there are several of them. And someone's a couple. Well, I don't see them now. They just flew to our left. Sparrows, but I'm not sure of what kind. So, I mean, you know, when we had the chance to walk down into the marsh area, or really along the marsh area, you know, we had never done that before. And, you know, it was a nice opportunity for us. At least I thought so. Conditions were often tough, you know, sun-wise, or, you know, sometimes there weren't that many birds right within view, and then sometimes there were, you know, great views of shorebirds and nice variety. All because you know, just flew by. Dave Nutter had contacted me, and he made the arrangements so that we could do that. Pigeons. I don't know if what we ended up recording and you know, posting to YouTube, I don't know if it ended up being you know, worth it to many people, but I found it worthwhile. Building here? I thought there was. Yeah, there was. Or something. I got right. Did I just see something? So it's basically on one side snowy flatland. On the other side it's more snow, but there is some vegetation poking through it, so it's not completely white. But unsurprisingly, with everything frozen, it's, you know, I don't see any activity, or at least nothing standing out to me. You may remember a few weeks ago we were here, and we had a nice chance to look at a fair number of Canada geese and tundra swans. But again, things are frozen over, so they've moved on. Seeing anything. We're going to turn around up ahead, and thought I might have seen something. At least it was the right shape. I'm sure it was just a little lump of snow, but I'd like to, if I can see it again, I'd like to, or find it again, I should say. I should like to look at it just to verify that it is just a lump of snow as opposed to something else. just saw a red-tailed hawk. At least I think it was a red-tailed hawk. It was a hawk up in a tree, but I can't see it very well. I'm guessing it was red-tailed. Maybe I should have stopped and looked at it more closely. You know what? We're going to turn around again, and we are going to see if we can take a look at it more closely. Assuming it's still there when we get there. There it is. Just have a look if I can. Okay, it is a red-tailed hawk. My concern was, I mean, I love red-tailed hawks, of course, but I didn't know if maybe, by some chance, it was maybe, a rough-legged hawk. And I just wanted another look at it. We wouldn't have had a very clear view of it, I don't believe, but and the lighting wasn't perfect, but I just wanted to see it a little better. Thing that you can see a hawk and then you can leave and then you wonder what was it? Was it a rough-legged hawk? Was it something else? Was it sometimes for me anyway, I'm not an expert at bird ID, so I need more than just the shape of a bird sometimes. And I'm sure there are differences in the shapes of red-tailed hawk and rough-legged hawk, but maybe an expert could find them, but I'm not an expert. So, they need a better look. It's 29 degrees, by the way. Still sunny, still windy. By the looks of things, you can see the vegetation moving. Pass me. I think I'm going to do that right now. Might as well. Go ahead. Thank you. Let me just look at a couple things here. Vehicle behind us, and they're going to pass us very shortly. Let's just do that. Let's let them pass. take a look at things. 1 second. Okay, let's continue on. As I had said, I thought I might have seen a shape that could be something as we drove by initially, but I don't know where it was, and I doubt it was anything, but it's worth looking again if I can find it. Alright, I don't see it, so I'm guessing it was just a bit of an illusion or something that tricked my eye. Okay, so not much here, that's for sure. Hold on a second, there's a car. Saw a car pulled over, and you wonder, okay, are they bird watchers seeing something? They don't look like they're looking at anything, so they're just pulled over. Start making our way back towards Ithaca. I don't know if you all want to keep the broadcast running and just tag along. You can do that. Crows in flight to our left. Pigeons to our right. On the left on the ground. I assume they're all American crows, by the way. Haven't seen any eagles today. Actually, I haven't seen any eagles anywhere. Nowhere in my travels, not a single one today. Not yet. Now it says 30 degrees. Come on. It's all over the place. That bright sunshine may have something to do with it. Obviously, it's early February, and I mean, it's only the 6th, so we've got most of February to go. But March, depending on how the weather works, can be pretty nice, maybe. And there's usually a fair amount of activity of various sorts. Likely be in migration by then, heading everybody heading back north. And then April will be here before you know it. Maybe. See either of those two red-tailed hawks we saw on the way through here the first time. So. Might stop again at Saybolt Road. Double check on the snowy owl we did see if it's still there, see if it's moved, see whatever, and maybe just look around just a little bit. As well. It's just after 2 o'clock. Definitely on the breezier side today. Although it's cold, you know, that sunshine can, you know, not only does it brighten the day, but it brightens the mood, you know, a little bit. Even though my own preference for the tour is a bright, cloudy day, I just think we tend to see things a little bit better. But you know, the other day, maybe it was yesterday actually, driving around and having dry pavement to drive on was just a luxury. Not just because you're not slipping and sliding all over the place, just because you know, there's less mess, fewer times when other cars are splattering on your windshield, all that. Although as it got warm, you know, it was enough to melt some of that snow out onto the roads, and then, you know, there's that splatter. But tree that we're passing now. I think that's, is that a crow up ahead in the air? I think so. Oh, maybe not. Now I can't see it. It looked in the air that it was, you know, like a bird that was relatively dark, but it was backlit by the lighter sky. Then when I saw it drop down to below the tree level, it looked lighter. So I don't know if I saw a hawk or not. And I don't see anything now. So let's keep going, I guess. As I said on the way up, it looks like this end of Cayuga Lake is pretty well covered with ice. So, you know, there's not going to be as much activity there unless there are any open areas of water, like maybe at the edge or something, but I don't think we're going to see that. I'll say this, you know, as much as I am enjoying some of the things we're seeing here in winter. I'm looking forward to spring for a number of reasons. Late winter, early spring, that's really one of my favorite times of year. It's nice when you know, I mean, you're not there yet, but you've got the full spring ahead of you, and especially when you have a spring. I don't want it to go right into summer. That a lot of people complain about that, and I agree. I don't like it when we go from let's say 35, 40 degrees, all of a sudden we're into 80. Not looking for that. But it's nice to see various birds return, and you start to see certain activities you can't see at other times of the year. So I'm looking forward to all of that. Pull in up here. There's ice nearby, but I think we might be able to see some birds at the edge of an area of open water. So as you can see, it's just all ice. I just saw a few crows and a number of starlings. 2 crows and a number of starlings, I should say. And we'll turn around so I can just get a better angle view. We'll turn right here. Well, let's just look. I just want to show you what. So that's we're at the northern end of Cayuga Lake right now. Pretty in its own way. And then what I don't know is, are there birds out here at the waters, at the open water edge? Well, I guess the answer is yes. Let's stop here and take a look. Everything's far away, and maybe if we were on the other side of the lake we'd be happier, but we're not, so let's see what we can do from here. I'm not sure who those guys are. If I had to guess, they're maybe mergansers, common mergansers, but I don't know. You might be able to see them better than I can. Hold on, I got to reposition here. believe that's what they were, but I'm not sure. Looks like an eagle to me. Some swans. What kind? I don't know. Either trumpeter or tundra. I suspect they are tundra swans, given what we've seen in recent weeks. No guarantee, but that's my guess. And those look like, I believe they're mergansers out there, common mergansers, but I'm not sure. You can see we're dealing with a lot of distortion given the distance and the sunshine. Gull of some sort out there. We're not going to be here too much longer unless we happen to... That's interesting. There must be... I saw that like lighter line in the water, so it must be that it's just really shallow there, or something's there, maybe ice is there or something. And you see then this, it looks like another eagle. I'll brighten it up just to, maybe we can figure out what it is. Looks like another eagle on the, you know, on the water, I guess. And I think we're going to move on if things are just getting... Oh, more eagles. Looks like an adult there on the right and then two younger ones. So we're not getting great views, but we're seeing some variety. And I think we're gonna move on. I don't know if we'll be able to see them much better anywhere. So let's continue. I guess I'm, just lucky that, and I'm not saying I'm the only one who's lucky in this way. Maybe you just have to get out and go to some of the areas around you that may have good bird watching in the winter. But, I'm lucky I have such bird watching in the winter. Now, if everything were really, really frozen over, if we had an extended period of really cold weather and everything here were frozen, this area sure might not have activity, but maybe further south where the lake is deeper and it's less prone to icing, maybe then we'd see it. So I mean, luckily for me, Cayuga Lake doesn't freeze over solidly ever, or at least I've never seen it that way. And we've had some winters where it has frozen extensively, both at the northern end and the southern end. But usually in various places there are still, birds find a way. The ones that want to make use of the water, they find their way there. In the air, what do I see? I think it might be an eagle in the air over the water. Kind of looks like one. We're going to keep moving. There's no doubt. I mean, sometimes for the best bird watching, you've got to know the territory, you've got to know where to go. And some areas are, very obvious places to visit, some not so obvious. Or some, at least at certain times of the year, are not so obvious. Maybe they're really great the rest of the year or a certain time of year. But what am I talking about? Like, where we were earlier, Knox on East Road, Knox Marcellus was certainly nothing impressive, but we saw, the American tree sparrows and white-throated sparrows fairly nicely on the road itself. I don't know if I just saw a pigeon or a morning. I'm not sure. I had, although maybe it wasn't really that much of a factor, but it was something I would consider. Is that if I had thought about going tomorrow, maybe I'd be done before the game would start. But a lot of people, want to watch the Super Bowl, and maybe they have parties, earlier before it even starts. So. Saturdays anyway, so it just works out better for me. Okay, so up ahead we're going to take a right turn. Someone just flew over the road, I don't know who it was. And we'll see if we can maybe see. Welcome back. You didn't miss much. We're on Saybolt Road. On Leader Road, I saw a cardinal and I saw numerous small birds that I couldn't identify. They quickly took off from the road and went to where I couldn't see them. And now we're on Saybolt. Again, we're going to see if maybe the views have improved or changed or whatever for the snowy owl, if assuming it's still here. And then we may just look around a little bit and hopefully see either horned larks or snow buntings or both, or who knows. All right, I just want to stop right here and take a look because angles are important here today. We'll take a look from here. The owl is still where it was, and it still seems windy. So, let me drive up a little bit farther. Listen to that wind howl. So not much change. I don't know if it's moved at all. That wind's no fun, so we're going to move on. No fun for me, no fun for you, especially for you. Let's just do a little bit of driving around. I could stay and look at it, but again, we have already seen it right there, so we're gonna look around here a little bit. Beautiful owl. As I've mentioned before, my goal isn't simply to see one; it's to see one well, and I was hoping that, who knows, maybe I'd see it closer or something, although somehow I suspected it would be right where it was, and there it was. you know, when I was you know, driving along Route 31. That was my hope. Maybe I would see one there. We went to the airport, hopefully seeing, you know, I wanted to see one there if possible, and see it, have it be close, or have it be, you know, maybe with great light or whatever. Some people just want to, you know, check off a list. That's not what we're here for. At least I'm not. Looks like a pigeon in the air. Maybe heading to the top of a silo where there are more pigeons. Dog just chased me. See, it's the last one, so good thing it didn't chase too well. Okay, up ahead, I just saw some birds low on the ground. Yeah, there they are. They're on the road and on the side of the road. Let me see if I can tell what they are. I don't know. From here, I can't tell. I'm guessing horned larks and snow buntings, but I'm not sure. Alright, let's see what we can do or how we can do it. I don't know if this is going to work, but let's give it a try. Most are actually off the road now. They're like maybe on the edge of the road. I don't know if I can even angle the camera properly. Can't see. I've got to adjust things so I can get the sun out of my eyes. I believe we are seeing snow buntings and horned larks. Again, I can't see my screen very well. I'm going to brighten it up. That might help me. Wouldn't mind being closer. I don't know if we could get closer though without startling them. All right, let's see if we can, I don't know if we can get closer or not. Now, there's a car. I don't know if it's going to be coming this way or not. Just lost sight of it, so I don't know. The car, that is. I think we're going to continue on towards Ithaca. I wouldn't mind seeing them better, but I don't know if I can find a way to see them without disturbing them. Hold on one second. Okay. Let's continue on towards Ithaca. If anyone's wondering what they're eating, I suspect there's just maybe some water there or something. I may be wrong. And maybe they've just, you know, some little melted spot. That's my guess. I don't know. And I'm not going to get close enough to figure it out. I just rather, although there could be, you know, there might have been something that had died there or something. I don't know. But I don't want to disturb the, well, most of the larks and buntings just flew off just now. We're gonna continue on. I mean, well, we might get a view of them that's really great, but you know, with this sunshine, I don't know, and I don't want to spend too much time here, and I certainly don't want to disturb them. If they were, for instance, if they were along here to our left, you know, nicely lit, I wouldn't mind, but if they're backlit, it's challenging, and we may encounter more somewhere. I don't know, but I love horned larks. I love snow buntings. It's nice to see them. Some of the birds that make winter bird watching worthwhile. As I've said before, you know, I suspect that many people who don't go bird watching and aren't really familiar with it, don't give birds much thought. They might just assume, I'm not saying that they believe there are no birds around at all, but they might just assume it's, you know, couldn't possibly be worthwhile to go out there, you know, from, I don't know, October 1st through maybe even into June. I don't know. Oh. let's say April. They might just assume, okay, the birds return in the spring. At least for me, I can, only speak for myself. In terms of seeing birds, there are different kinds of bird watching, of course. If you're just out there to look for various species, etc., that's one thing. But if for us, it's not just seeing various species, but there are times of year when we're looking for individual birds, like our hawks on the campus. So I mean, for me anyway, it can be different than maybe for a lot of other bird watchers who just want to go out and see how many species they can find on a given day. There's a crow to our left. I said, wait, it's a crow. Let me just have a look at it. Looks like a crow. There's definitely a black bird. I just wondered if maybe by any chance it was like a raven or something. Sort of view things. Get too close to that handrail. Come on. Well, that is on the top of that. I mean, more geese here and there. And what? More, close to the shoreline there. Just try to head a little bit. And maybe I should look at all these geese and just verify, for instance, that they're all Canada geese as opposed to cackling geese or something like that. I could do that, but we don't have the time for that. Let's stop here a moment. There are Canada geese, of course, and I think there are some mallards out there also.
Who was that? Hey. Those look like red-breasted mergansers, I believe. Is that what I saw? Come on, come back. Shoot. Oh, there they are. If I can find them. That orange spot you're seeing is a leaf that's closer. Oh, I can't find them. There they are. So this is a male red-breasted merganser. Hi. There might be one that's closer. Let me see if I can find... Oh, it just dove, but it's closer. That's a mallard there. And then farther out, there may be more. If I can find them. Oh, one just dove, and there. Shoot. Oh, common goldeneye. Hey. So maybe not a lot of birds here, but some nice variety. I'm grateful to see the common goldeneyes and the oh, hold on. Problem with water is, can be, especially this, it's uniform in terms of features and can make it hard for me to find a given spot. Hello, Bruce. Farther out. Just saw the goldeneyes again. So again, this is a red-breasted merganser. Haven't seen one in a little bit. There's another one. There are a few of them scattered here and there. Not the best views that we've ever had. You can see that red breast It's not an all-white body as like the common merganser is, essentially all white or mostly white. There's a lot more color here, and the hairdo is a little messier, especially when comparing male to male. We're going to move along, but nice to see them, certainly. And we did see also out there quite a ways out the common goldeneye, or two. There they are. Okay, we're going to move along. Nice to see. Now, if we were to, I would love a better chance to see
well, golden eyes and red-breasted mergansers, but we'll take what we can get. Take what we can get. Hold on a second here. Some closer golden eyes. Let me see if I can reposition the car a little bit. This will be a tough spot. We have a narrow window to look through.
see how much larger a mallard is than a common goldeneye. Again, I'm looking through a narrow window, so I don't have a nice clear view everywhere, but let's continue on. I think nice to see those golden eyes.
Car behind me, so well, two now. Did not see any snow geese out there on my way up. I don't know if there will be any on the return trip or not. Kind of doubt it. You never know. Lots of Canada geese here. Dry land to our left, and you know, at the shoreline. Pull over here. I think we're seeing a lot of mallards here. Just want to take a quick look, see if there's anything else we should be looking at. Mallards and a few coots. Just take a quick look. So mostly mallards down in, well, I don't know if I can really show them to you. And then there are a few coots out there. American coots. And I just heard a kind of wheezing, whistling sort of sound. I wonder if that was a, could that have been a an American widgeon? Maybe. And with coots here, I wouldn't be surprised. There's a coot there. Might get a better view. Right, let's move on. I don't know what you all think about this, the return journey that bird watching that we've been doing. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. I enjoy it, and especially if we see something interesting. And it has its own challenges, certainly. But my thinking is, if you don't like it, you can always tune out until we get back to Ithaca. Although I haven't given you an estimated time, and I quite honestly wouldn't want to, given the fact that we are stopping frequently and looking, and it all depends on what we happen to see. More mallards. More mallards. anyway, I mean, maybe it's frustrating if we keep, you know, if you want to just like stop in one spot and look for an extended period of time, or maybe you don't mind if we keep stopping here and there, and you know, really, I mean, it's all up to wherever the birds are and whatever we happen to see. I'm not telling you about all the various birds I'm seeing. It's primarily mallards and Canada geese. And I just saw a gull. I'm not sure what kind it was. I said, bird watching isn't for everybody, and the tour certainly isn't for everybody. And I'm sure there are, you know, many bird watchers out there who think, boy, he's not worth watching at all. You know, the tour isn't. Or maybe some people try it once, that, you know, they somehow learn about it, try it once, and think it's a waste of time. Maybe it is. Oh, wait, what's that? What do I see? What do I see? What do I see? More golden eyes. Okay, 4 of them, male. Maybe some more golden eyes. Are they a little closer? Actually, no. They're red-breasted mergansers. We've got trees in our way. Oh, shoot. And a gull. Looks like a herring gull. This won't be great, but we're going to try. Actually, and some Canada geese. And a mallard. There were more of the red-breasted mergansers, but they swam away. They're going the opposite direction. Got a tree in our way, tree or two, and there's something out farther, if I can find it.
There it is. Is it goldeneye? Yes, common goldeneye. And the red-breasted mergansers are, I don't see any at the moment. They might be all underwater if I had to guess. So while we're waiting, wait, who's chittering away? Someone's nearby chittering away. A number of crows just flew overhead. The mergansers are over here if I can get them. They're all diving. Okay, they're not being the most cooperative they could be. Okay, in the meantime, let's look at gull and Canada geese. There was another gull, but it's not currently within view. I think we're going to move along. Well, you know what? Let me move forward just a little bit, and then we'll move on. The mergansers are behind us now, so they're not. I'm not going to bother to try to see them any longer. The other gull I can now see for the moment until it takes off or something. I'll lose sight of it. Okay. Again, the mergansers are behind us, the three of them that we were really looking at, and then others went the other way, but I don't see them now. So let's... I always want a good look at red-breasted mergansers. One of these days, you know, maybe I'll be in the right place at the right time to get such a look. I've had some decent looks, but never like the kind that I would really say, oh, this is outstanding, you know. They're a little skittish, and I can understand that, but so, I mean, that doesn't help.
I think I see snow geese. A small raft of them. Oh, hold on. We're just going to take a quick look because we're not going to, from here, we're not going to get a good look, that's for sure. Shoot. Well, we're barely going to be able to see it from here. We've got trees in the way. I believe those are snow geese. Hey! Didn't expect to see any, but there they are. It's a small grouping of them, but that's just about it. I was about to remark. Well, we could have seen it better from here. That you know the sunny conditions make seeing difficult, but in a way they make spotting, well, in some ways a little easier, at least for white birds like that. Grayer birds, you know, that might blend in a little bit with the blue. The blue water, they're a little bit harder to see, but already got you. I happen to notice that we're not live. I don't know what you missed. We did take a very quick look at a small raft of snow geese. Just mumbling about the fact that it wouldn't surprise me if they are wintering here. Other than that, you didn't miss anything. A little bit of music. There may be some of you who could be watching, and then when we have a problem where we're disconnected, you might be like, whew! About time I shut that guy up. southern end. And, you know, I'm thinking if it's still there, maybe we'll try to look at it. It was significantly larger, or at least it seemed so to me, significantly larger than the one we saw last week on our way back. And, you know, I wouldn't mind a look if I can find a good spot to park and also a good spot from which to view. What usually happens is on my way up, I'll see a spot and say, oh, that looks like that could be a good viewing area. And then on the way back, I can never find that viewing area again.